Shalom. I want to start off by saying Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Basham Rekah Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth and who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the Akim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hope for the elect. I'm the brother Quatas Abzayan from the GMS Holland branch, coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Yahushai with another lesson, with another video. Lord, putting this video is edifying. God, so in this lesson, I want to go into Isaiah. Let me go to Isaiah 60 and 21. And it reads, Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. God, so this shows you, this signifies that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to make the whole nation righteous. So that shows that we are going to finally receive the blessings that have been promised to us, according to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. Because we went through the bad, we went through the curses, but in the end, we're going to receive the good, So let me jump to that real quick. Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. This is what we went through. Verse 15 on down. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And this happened to us as a nation, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We all have these curses following us. They are for a sign and for a token, So you can't escape the curses. It doesn't matter where you are. But here it says in verse 1, Deuteronomy 28, verse 1, And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice thy power, the Lord thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord, Yahweh, thy power. And the Most High's name is Yahweh. Yah is he, Hara comes from Haya, which is to be or to exist, so he exists. You see? So the blessings that are written here in Deuteronomy 28, verse 1 to 15, that is what we are going to inherit, because the Most High promised us by the working of his hands that he is going to do it. So let's jump back. It says, Isaiah 60, verse 21, Thy people also shall be all righteous, showing you that what is promised in Jeremiah 31, that's also going to be fulfilled, because we are going to be all righteous. Righteousness is going to be automatic to us, We are not going to be able to sin, because through sin, death came into the world. And it all started with Eve. It all started with the woman. So let me jump to Jeremiah 31. Verse 31. Because the Most High is going to cause the new covenant to come in. Because now we are still under the old covenant, which we break, which is keeping the ways of the Most High that were written upon paper. That's the old covenant, but the new covenant is going to be that the law is going to be in our inward parts, Gone. So it says, Jeremiah 31, verse 31, Behold, the days come, said Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Israel signifies the northern kingdom. which the head tribe is Ephraim, and Judah. Judah, he is the head tribe of the southern kingdom. You see? So that's why it's explained like that. Verse 32. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, said Yahweh. You can also read about that, about the husband part in Jeremiah 1, that the Most High was a husband unto us, and we went to Horeb after these other gods, so he turned his back. But ultimately, he's going to take us back. Let me just read it instead of explaining it. This is Jeremiah 3. Jeremiah 3 verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, that's what we did as a nation. Because in Jeremiah 6 verse 2, it says that the Most High has seen the daughters of Zion, the daughter of Zion, which is us as a nation, as a calmly and delicate woman. Jeremiah 6 verse 2, I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. So we are the delicate woman. We are Zion. So the Most High is the husband, and we are the wife. We are the maid. Jeremiah 3 verse 1, they say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, said the Most High. Lift up thine eyes unto the high places, and see where thou hast not been lain with. In the ways hast thou sat for them, as the Arabian in the wilderness, and thou hast polluted the land with thy whoredoms and with thy wickedness. You see, so even the land spewed us out for the wickedness that we were doing. See, that's why we got exiled out of Jerusalem, out of Israel, out of that land. You see? So going back, Jeremiah 31, verse 33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said Yahweh. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people. You see, so the Most High is going to give us all of the 600 plus laws, 631 laws. Correct me if I'm wrong, but all these laws that the Most High is going to put in our inward parts. Let me just look it up. Slovakia. Yeah, I see I switched it around. 613, not 631. So the Most High is going to make us to remember the laws. It's going to be in our inward parts, because it says in their hearts, and the word heart goes into lab, which goes into mind. Verse 34, and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, know the Most High, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, said Yahweh. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. You see, so we are all going to know the Most High. We are all going to know the ways and the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So what do these law, statutes, and commandments lead to? To righteousness. Why? Because man was actually created to be immortal. We only knew good. You see, that's why Adam Adam lived prosperously. He didn't have to till the ground. None of these things. You see, but after when the serpent came and beguiled Eve, then death started to come into the land. Man was created to be immortal. That's in Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 23. For Yahweh created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Why? What is the image? The image are the law, statutes, and commandments. You see, that's why in Genesis 1 or Genesis 2, it speaks about let us create man in our image, giving us the most just laws. Verse 24, nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side to find him. So through the entering of the devil, the envying of the devil, which we were still doing, we were as a nation going into the ways of these other nations. We were envying for them their puny gods, so-called gods, which are not no gods. You see. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 1, verse. Yeah, the point is in 15, but let me start at 13. Wisdom of Solomon 1, verse 13. For Yahweh made not death, neither had he pleasure in the destruction of the living, for he created all things that they might have their being, and the generations of the world were healthful, and there is no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth, for righteousness is immortal. So the Most High is going to put the laws in our inward parts. We are all going to be all righteous. So righteousness leads onto immortality. You see, ultimately we're going to be immortal. So let me get another precept in the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel 36 and verse 27. To back up that point, it says, Ezekiel 36 verse 27, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them, and ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your power. You see, the same thing that is spoken about in Jeremiah 31 is also spoken about here, Ezekiel 36, which is also spoken about in the book of Hebrews, Hebrews 10. It's not Hebrews 10, but this is a point that I wanted to make also. Let me get this. Hebrews 10, verse 14. By one offering he had perfected forever them that are sanctified. So now we have access to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. How? By the sacrifice that was his son. Yahushai, Yah is he, Yahushai means to save or to deliver. His name is not Jesus, his name is Yahushai. So now we have become perfect if you join on to the household of faith. If you have faith in Yahushai, because now we are not clinging onto the law, we are clinging onto the faith that we have in Yahushai. You see? And by the sprinkling of his blood, from Yahushai's blood, we are sanctified. We are made clean. You see? And here's verse 16. Let me read on down. Verse 15, whereof the Holy Spirit also is a witness to us, for after that he had said before, This is the covenant that I will make with them after those days, said Yahweh. I will put my laws into their hearts, and in their minds will I write them, and their sins and iniquity will I remember no more. You see? So the Most High, He said it, He repeated it, and He's gonna fulfill it. You know, He's gonna make good on His promise. Because the Most High's words don't go return unto Him void, like it says in Isaiah 55. You see? So thy people shall be all righteous, and they shall all know him, and he's going to put them in the land, which the land was promised unto Abraham, trickled down onto Isaac, and then onto Jacob, and it's going to be theirs and their seed forever. The promised land. What is the promised land? The land of Canaan. Genesis 17. Verse 8. Let me just read verse 8. Let me also read verse 7. This is Genesis 17, verse 7. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations for an everlasting covenant, to be a power unto thee and to thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, which is the land of Israel, for an everlasting promise, Salakia, for everlasting possession, and I will be their power. See? So the land of Canaan, according to Deuteronomy 7, where we slew the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Girgashites, we kicked them out of the land because the Most High had promised that land unto us. You see? But like we already read, the land spewed us out because we were defiling the land. Psalms. Psalms 105, verse Psalms 105, verse 8. He hath remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, which covenant he made with Abraham, and his oath unto Isaac, and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant, saying, Unto thee will I give the land of Canaan, the lot of your inheritance. You see? So that's the promised land. That's the land that we are going to possess. Israel. And not only that, if we are going to possess the kingdom, then we are going to have dominion under Yahushai. Yahushai has first dibs. Yahushai, he's the King of Kings, Lord of Lords. Then you have King David, then you have the 12, and then the 144,000 according unto their rank, according unto their order. Bear with me for a second. Yeah, this is Psalms 2, verse 8. Ask of me, and I will give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost part of the earth for thy possession. Showing you that Yahushai, who is going to have everything, he is going to share it with the ones that follow him, the ones that do his will. You see? They are going to inherit, they are going to have a piece of that inheritance. They're going to have the earth for their possession. But the headquarters is going to be Israel. You see? Daniel, Daniel 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. You see? So the kingdom, this earth is not going to be given to us. It's not going to be handed on to us. No, we're going to take it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, of course. Because Esau he's the destroyer of the earth. He thinks that he has a continuing city over here. He thinks that his empire is that he can offset prophecy. Let me say it like that. He thinks that he can offset prophecy and that he is going to be in rulership forever and longer than these other empires. But the Most High has him in a trick bag. The Most High is going to send his son and endow his men, his saints, with spiritual powers to take the kingdom and to possess it. You see? And we shall possess our oppressors, roughly paraphrasing. Book of Obadiah, verse 17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. How? Through Yahushai. You know, the faith that is established by Yahushai. We are banking on him. We are waiting on him to lead the way, to pave the way. You see? He is the deliverer. Yahushai. He, deliverer. And there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. The house of Jacob is going to possess what has been promised unto them, which is the land, and also dominion over these other nations. You see? So let me go to Hosea 2, verse 23. Because the scripture that we read says the branch of his planting, which the branch of his planting is the seed of the Most High, is the elect of the Most High. You know, they are going to be the first fruits, and they are going to bring forth the rest of the nation. But it's through the works of the Most High. Like it says, thy people also shall be all righteous. We already went into that. They shall inherit the land forever. Also went into that. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. You see? So the Most High did this. The Most High planted us. Yaratazah, that I'm of that number also. You know, the 144,000, the elect, the innumerable multitude that is also going to be joined onto the kingdom. You see? So this is Hosea 2, verse 23. And I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that hath not obtained mercy. And I will say to them which were not my people, thou art my people, and they shall say, thou art my power. You see? So the Most High sowed us here upon earth, and we're going to receive mercy through Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It's not of ourselves, but the Most High has mercy upon who we will have mercy. Let me end it off with this. Yep. Hosea 1, verse 11. This is Hosea 1, verse 11. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together, Judah representing the southern kingdom, and Israel representing the northern kingdom. They shall gather together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land For great shall be the day of Jezreel. And if you go into that word Jezreel in the Hebrew, it's Yazarayala. Yazarayala. The Most High sowed, the Most High planted. You see, the Most High seed. So we are the branch of his planting. We are the seed and the plant that the Most High is pruning here upon earth. And ultimately, we are going to appoint us one head, which we already are doing that. We are already following the head, which is Yahushai. And it's going to be made physical in that day, in the day that the kingdom is going to be established. God. So with that, I hope this video is edifying. And I want to say, Kal Halal Yom La, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem Reka Kodash, Shalom Akim.